Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Grue Rume Show. My guest today is a DJ, musician, producer, and content creator. I'm talking about Adam Wright, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him about his music and about his life. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show. And my interview with Adam be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Rume, and as always, my Gruelings. Welcome to my nightmare. So stay tuned. All right, buddy. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on and being my guest. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So, I guess the first thing I want to start asking you basically is who are some of the music stars that inspired you to want to start getting involved with making music and mixing music?
Yeah, so I think my biggest influence to start making mixes and mashups and everything, his name is Pop Anthology. He did a bunch of year-end mashups on YouTube from like 2011 to like 2015. And his mixes really inspired me to start making my own. I don't think I would have been making them without growing up listening to his. And then obviously artists like, Gaga and Britney and Ariana. And there's like a lot of like, you know, I'm definitely a female artist fan. So all of those,
Oh, nice.
those are the main girls I was making mixes of. So I definitely combined with my love for pop music and then Daniel Kim, who did Pop Anthology. Those were my biggest influences for sure.
Nice, nice. And you started out from what I saw, like you started out doing mashups on like YouTube and then TikTok.
Hmm.
And I mean, by doing mashups on video and stuff, did you ever think that it would get as big as it did where you become a artist now?
No, to be honest, when I started, I was 13. So I was literally in middle school. I just did it for a passion. Mashups are not profitable. I never did it because I wanted to, make money or be successful because that's just not even possible. Um, it's a little different now. Now companies and streaming is a little bit more lenient to it, but
Yeah.
no, I could not have imagined. I always loved music, and I knew that eventually I'd like to produce, and I knew that I'd want to, make my own music and maybe perform. Didn't know what that looked like, and I feel like I've tried a bunch of stuff. But no, could not have predicted I'd be where I am today a decade ago, for sure.
Right, exactly. And for anyone who doesn't know ab- about about it, like, can you tell us like what a mashup is, like what a mix is, a mashup is?
Yeah, so I'm sure you may have heard them on social media and didn't realize or know, but mashup is taking two or more songs and putting them together in some unique way, whether that's, putting a vocal on top of an instrumental or just mixing them even further. I still make my big year-end mashups of 150 songs from over the, year.
150.
Yeah, this year was a big one. This
Oh
past
my
one.
God.
So yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can make a mashup, but the foundation is just taking two songs, finding a way to blend them together, for sure.
Wow, that is a lot of songs for
Trust, it took a long time.
I bet it did.
Yeah, too many months, but it's I love it. It's why I do it. I would not be doing it if I didn't like it. Considering I
Oh
don't,
yeah,
considering I still do it and not make money from it, it's been my passion for a decade now.
nice. And when did you first started doing when did you first start becoming a DJ?
Yeah, I actually I wanted to DJ for the longest time because I'm like I make mashups. I feel like DJing is like make like mashups live. It's
Oh
basically
yeah, of
like
course.
it felt like hand in hand, like it was going to happen, and I kind of just didn't know where to start. And it actually, because I went to music school for college, so I actually had a DJ class. Shout out to my
Oh,
professor, who was my DJ instructor, which is crazy. I feel like you can't. The fact that I took a DJ class is like wild, but I did that in 2021, and then I had my first gig at the end of 2021. Had a little bit of a break, and then didn't actually start gigging regularly until about 2023. And now I've been doing it for about over 2 years as like my full time kind of gig. So
what was the first gig you ever had?
So my first gig I ever had was at the Virgil in Los Angeles. It was with an amazing group called Booty Mashup. They're actually kind of the OGs. If anything, I owe a lot of like the mashup culture and community to them because they are kind of the ones who laid the foundation. But they so graciously had me as a guest because it was tied to my 21st birthday.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so it was like December 2021, I want to say, and I got to do like an hour guest DJ set, but I still like barely knew anything. I had like a lot of stuff like pre-made. I like didn't know how to beat sync. I was like really new to it, and I'm grateful that they, allowed me to do it. But yeah, it was after that, then it kind of things kicked in.
All right, okay. And you with with this gig, like you traveled all over the world, like all different places, all like bars, clubs, pool
Hmm.
parties,
Hmm.
everything. Is there a spot that you had the most fun doing?
Oh, it's always fun. I feel like I have the dream job. I can't like every day I'm like, you are grateful for this because it genuinely, the fact that it's my job is crazy. Because I have so much fun all the time. But I will say the last one I actually just did kind of recently in New York and Brooklyn. I did it was kind of a Charlie XCX theme night, and it was just so fun because it was my biggest crowd yet. I think there's about
Nice.
1,000 people there. Um, had a bunch of people around me dancing. It was just very surreal. I was like, wow, this is DJing because it's always fun to do bars and clubs, and I will do them until I die. But I
Yeah, of
something about
course.
doing like a show with like an audience, like a crowd. There's just a feeling there that you just can't get when you're just playing top 40 at a bar.
True,
Um,
true.
and I just feel grateful that I was even allowed to be in the room. Nevertheless, actually perform. So that has to be top. But I have someone's coming, some festivals that I'm super stoked for.
Oh yeah. And I see you hosted in West Hollywood, like you hosted Mash Pop. Like,
Hmm.
are you still doing that yet with your current like touring and everything?
Yeah, Mash Pop was such a fun. I will. Mash Pop was like the mashup slash pop, given the name, um, kind of monthly event that I had at Stash WeHo, and unfortunately Stash closed and are now 33 Taps. But that
Oh,
was just my favorite thing. It was just my party. It felt like I could play whatever I wanted, and it was just such a fun vibe. And unfortunately, it's not really come back. I don't know what the plan is for it. I've toyed around with the idea of maybe like making a tour out of it. Maybe it's like Mash
nice.
Pop on the road, or I just haven't found a home for it yet. I definitely want to bring it back in a way, whether that's, at another club or bar in West Hollywood, or if, maybe Mash Pop is where, the name of the night when I go to New York or Chicago or Florida. I don't know, but I definitely want to do something with it because I feel like it's got some legs to stand on.
Definitely does, yeah. And like when you're playing like these shows, like it's definitely a big rave.
Hmm.
And the rave the rave life, you have to be involved in the rave life to actually know like how much fun it is and what the
Hmm.
rave life is. Can you give us example of like the fun times like Raven could be?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I feel like I'm like a rave baby. I have so many friends. One of my best friends, Jasmine, she like has helped me dip my toes into it because I grew up making pop mashups. I wasn't into I wasn't into EDC or any of these big EDM festivals. It took me until like I want to say the past few years that I actually finally got into it, and I'm,
Oh, okay.
like never. I should have been here long ago. It's so fun. Granted, I'm on the poppier, like chiller side. I don't, go hard techno. Like that's just not me. Um, but it is just so fun to like lose your in the music. I know a lot of DJing nowadays, and I'm guilty of it. I'm a social media DJ, but like, there's so much fun in going out and experiencing music, and just for that, not for any kind of social gain, any kind of I was here for this and saw this. Like, it's just every time I get to go to a different DJ set and just listen to the craft live is phenomenal. And I think also now festival like visuals and pyrotechnics and everything have gotten so cool too that it just feels like you are inside like a music video or something.
Oh,
I
definitely.
whether you are completely sober or off your ass on something, I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, it's definitely something to try because like
Yeah.
first time I ever went to a rave, like I didn't know what to expect. And then when I got there, I just had the time of my life. I'm not gonna say
Mhm.
whether I was drunk or sober, but
That
but I had the
what
time of
happens
my
at the
life.
rave stays at the rave. Yeah, it's. I went to my first like big one this past October. I saw Dom Dalla, and that was my first like big show with like all everything. And I was like, I get it, I understand, because I don't listen to a lot of that music necessarily like on Spotify, but like in person, it's a
It
time to be
it
had.
definitely is.
Yeah.
And, and like I said, like you play all over the world, like all different kind of gigs. And what's it like to be in front of a live crowd and playing like your music, your mashups and stuff?
I just feel like I literally am living the dream. I don't think I could ask for anything better. I think the one thing, because I've been, making mashups now for over a decade, and I think the one thing I was missing was like being able to hear it out, hear it live, hear it, I I didn't realize how much DJing would just go in hand with making mashups, and it's just so surreal. I feel always so grateful because I'll have people come up to me being like, "I followed you since 2016 and when you were posting mashups of like Fifth Harmony or whatever," and I'm like, "I can't believe you've been on this road for so long because these people are what 20 something," and I'm like, "So you followed me when I was 13 and you were probably also 13." Like this is
Yeah,
it's just I can't be thankful enough, and it's an energy thing, just in the room there's just when it's obviously there are dead nights and some nights where things just
oh,
don't
of
hit
course.
like they always do, and that's something as a DJ it's humbling, but it also like is part of the gig. Every
Yeah.
DJ has those nights where you're DJing to no one, and that's part of the gig. It's kind of paying your dues and like, you know, it's part of it. But when that energy is there and the vibes are high, oof, there's nothing. There's like that's like a serotonin release like no other.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Yeah. Mm.
And how do you choose the songs that you want to play for like each place that you play at? Like, do you have like a set that you know that you're going to play every show?
Yeah, it depends on what kind of gig. If it's like a bar gig or a club gig, I kind of have like a base set that I kind of use for everything, and then I get there and then I feel out what the vibe is. I definitely have learned, over the course of these past few years DJing is that you have to be flexible to change up what's playing if it's not, working. So I have like a set that's like 9 hours of music, but realistically, I'll play maybe like 4 hours of it, and I'll figure out which songs work for which crowd. And then there are some, gigs more like this past show I did, or some of the upcoming festivals I'm doing, where that's all I got that set on lock. Like
Mhm.
I have that pre-planned. I have that, I want to make sure every transition hits, every mashup hits. I want to make sure, like, I think a big thing for me when DJing is making sure the transitions feel good. Like I want it to feel like a music experience rather than like I'm just going between songs. I want it to feel like you're kind of
True.
taken on a journey. And I kind of pride myself in how I can craft some of my transitions because I yeah, like when it flows. I don't necessarily I obviously I do it too, but I don't necessarily love like just one song, quick switch, okay, next song, quick switch. I like to actually like build and flow through it all. I like to, make it feel like it's fluid in a way, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it does. And do you like when you're playing your music, do you dance and like holler on the microphone to get the crowd hype and
I, I for sure dance. I am known for doing a little jig, but I can't say I want to get better at being on a mic. I feel like I am such an introvert, which is crazy saying as a DJ because I feel like that's the last thing I should be doing as an introvert. But I hate being on the mic. I hate being like, "What's good?" Like I hate like, well, I don't hate it. I want to do it. There's a part of me that really wants to do it, but I just am always so scared. I think it's also the like hearing your own voice thing feels weird, especially like with a
yeah,
crowd. And I wanna be the DJ that's like, how we feeling, and like
right,
gives
right.
and like even like running around stage and like hyping it up. And I want to be better at that, but and I hope to be. But I am very much an introvert, and I get scared. I'm like, I
Okay,
just want to be
okay.
back there doing my thing.
Yeah, yeah. A- And you mentioned her earlier, Charlie, and
Mm,
I like her music is like incredible. And I live in Philly, and her
hmm
and Troy Sivan came by, and I went to
So
go
good.
see that concert, and it blew my mind. Like the way they meshed so well together. Like
hmm
Troy would start and he would do a couple songs, then she would come out, do a couple songs, then he comes back, then she comes back, then he comes back, then they do it together. Like it
hmm
was mind blowing. Like I absolutely loved it. And I see it, like you mentioned, like you did a show for her, for her like songs and how much fun is a brat rave?
Uh, it's so fun. Like I also went to Sweat Tour, and I just had the best time. And I think her music is just so good for that because like I had it's an hour and a half set. I actually posted it on YouTube and SoundCloud, but it's like I want to say like 70% Charlie, and then the other 30 is like other music that I feel like kind of fits the vibe.
Yeah,
And it is just when she's such a 365 party girl, she was not lying. Like
I
I
know.
think there's an artistry to her and to all like AG and like everyone that's on kind of her team that is just so exquisite because the music you hear a Charlie song, you're like that's Charlie, but it's she has such a broad range of what she can do with her sound, and I think Brat alone, like, goes so many different peaks and valleys and just so many different sonic feelings and sounds, and just doing a party like that centered around that most fun. And then also it was fun because I threw in like older Charlie like stuff from Number One Angel and Crash and like her
Nice.
previous Brat stuff because I think some of it deserves more respect. But yeah,
Oh, of course. And I'm a huge Troy Sivan fan too. Like, oh my God, like he's incredible
hmm
and super hot too. And
let's ask the audience. Well,
I mean, when he came out with Rush and like
hmm
that song, just like I couldn't stop listening to it.
yeah, that whole album, I wish I got to the Troy game earlier because now I'm kind of same with Charlie too. I wasn't in tune as much as should have been through some of her earlier stuff. But same with Troy. I've been now going back to his older projects, and it's just I'm so glad he's where he's at now because his newest project is just "What's the Time Where You Are" is like my most streamed song like ever. I just want to
Definitely.
say. uh,
Definitely.
so I just yeah, for both of them, I'm so happy that they're getting their flowers that they deserve. I'm so glad Rush is a Grammy nominated song. Thank God.
I know. I know. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you make your own music too. Like what inspired you to make in 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 my dream song?
Yeah, I went to school for music production. I think I've always wanted to make original music, and I didn't know where that fit in my life and also in my current presence online as a DJ and a mashup creator because I have to battle between the like people only follow me for mashups. So why would someone care about an original song I put out? And there is some of that. Like that exists in my following, but I think part of getting better and becoming a better artist, DJ, creator is putting myself out there and making music for me. And I had an album out back in 2022. Yeah, 2022. And it was, I put so much money into it. Don't think I made any of it back, but to
Oh
me,
wow.
it was a passion project. It was, because I learned music production and because I made my own music and because now I still produce, that makes my mashups all that much better. Because I DJ, that makes my music better. I think it all goes hand in hand. And I think making in my dreams was such a fulfilling process because to me, it felt like I was blending my worlds. And that's kind of how I want to move forward with music is to, make music that I want to hear out. I want to make music that I want to
Yes.
play. I want to make music
Yes.
that, I feel like anyone in a crowd would resonate with. And I think now, especially with just doing the Britney remix, I think I feel like I'm kind of in my flow and I'm kind of ready, especially to collaborate. I would love to collaborate more and work with artists and teams and other creatives and just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Hey, that's the only way to do it. Like you have to see what works.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of the greats and a lot of the people that have done the thing. Even Charlie has said that like no one got her until she, blew up. Every like
Oh
it feels
yeah.
like the world was like 5 years late to Charlie. Like I
I
feel like,
know. I know
and I
exactly.
I think
Crazy.
that's inspiring as an artist to feel that like you might be doing something completely different or and I'm not saying I'm doing something completely different because in my dreams is the most standard dance house pop song ever, but I mean like it's inspiring to know that you can do anything you want and there will be someone that will resonate with it. So,
For sure.
yeah.
And you're going to be playing this amazing music out out festival, all out fest.
Hmm.
And what are how excited are you to be playing like this 3 day festival of all amazing music?
I'm so lucky. I actually went to All Out Festival last year because I had a gig in Pittsburgh at 5801 bar, and I connected with kind of the organizer of All Out then, and got to see the festival. And I was like, "This is so cool!" And it was like, there's you could play here. And a year from, now we're here, and I'm on a lineup with Galantis. Like, I'm on a
Yes.
lot. Like, it's my first real festival, and it feels so cool and so surreal. I've I have no clue what to expect, to be honest, which is like awesome, a little scary, but also awesome. And yeah, I think it's just gonna be a blast. And I think it's just I'm very honored to be for my name to be there next to so many other iconic artists, DJs, drag queens that I love. So I'm honored. And even just excited just to watch and be there. It's gonna be exciting.
I know like David's good. David our our Chiletta is actually going to be there too. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be there live. And when I heard that he was going to be there, like I got so happy. I like, oh my God, I'm definitely going to go because I want to meet him so bad. and they were doing a meet and greet. They had a meet and greet on sale for him, and the day they put it for sale, I had to wait a week until I got paid. I'm like, I said when I go for when I and then the day I got paid, I went on the site, everything is sold out, and I
It's
was so upset because I'm like, that was my chance to meet him.
That really is the struggle, though. I have to balance whether or not I'm like, how much do I want this? How much do I want to go to this thing? Am I willing to put it on the credit card? What am I willing to do to get tickets to this? Uh, Very much been there. I very much have, yeah, experienced especially with nowadays with concerts and Ticketmaster and just like everything in general. If you are not there for pre-sale with $1,000 in your wallet, good luck.
Oh, I
Like,
know,
best of luck
I
trying to
know,
get tickets because you're not getting anything.
I know. I learned that the hard way. Now, if I do go now, I won't get to meet David Archuleta. So
There will be other times. Other times.
that's true. How about you? Is there any artists like you want to see there? Like any artist, any sets you want to see?
A lot. Galantis, obviously. I am a big Drag Race fan. I've been into a lot of the drag queens. So I'm excited to see Lydia B. Collins and Morphine. Love them. But then also a lot of the artists. Grant Kanoki, I have followed for a bit, so excited to see him.
Yes,
There's a
yes,
lot.
he's awesome.
Meredith Marks, I can't wait to see what happens with her set. I'm excited for that. Yeah, there's I think it's going to be a lot of good. I'm excited also to see the local talent because I think a lot of local talent are just waiting for their moment to, make it big. And I was a local talent, and granted it was West Hollywood, but I think I'm excited to see just what everyone has to offer.
Oh yeah, and you're you're right. Grant is amazing. I've he's been on my show probably three different times now. And he's such a nice guy, like real down to earth,
Mhm.
real funny. Like he's so nice, but his music is amazing. Like that all the autopilot song. Oh my
Yeah.
God, when that came out, like I couldn't stop listening to it. I played it like over and over.
Yeah, well, I'm also rooting for any male pop star because I feel like they're a dime a dozen. Especially now, I feel like there's very few male pop stars that are really like doing the thing. So I'm rooting for anyone that's trying to do the thing.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Troy's
And
kind of holding down the fort right now.
he is, yeah, yeah. He's definitely not letting go of that spot yet.
Hmm. For sure.
And when you aren't playing music, what do you like doing during your free time?
I am trying to find a balance between music being my hobby and my job because
Okay.
I wish I could say that I have all these hobbies outside of music stuff, but I really don't. I feel like a lot of time during the day I'm just sat in this chair, whether I'm working on a mashup or producing or whatever, I'm kind of here. However, other things I am a big video game nerd, but like
Nice.
Nintendo. I'm a big Nintendo fanboy. I have right here I got my
Oh
little
yes.
shy guy. Um, oh wait,
Yes.
no, can't forget also my Toad that's in a lot of my videos. Um,
He's oh he's
I,
awesome.
I am a Toad number one stan. But uh, yeah, I've recently moved, so I'm just kind of also into recently like exploring the area. I'm trying to get out and just walk more and like
Hmm.
be active. And a lot of times if I'm not doing, I'm also like binging shows with my boyfriend or like having friends over and you know playing Mario Party or something. You know.
Hey, if there's any game to play when you have a bunch of friends over, it's definitely that.
I I even when no one in the room wants to play it, I will still be like, "Do you guys want to maybe play Mario Party?"
That's such a fun game. I'm addicted to that game too. So I get what you're saying there. Like it's a great game.
Yeah, I grew up with it on the GameCube and followed it through Wii and now Switch, and I'm just like, that's my there's if there's one thing that got me, it's Mario Party.
Nice, nice. And what about if I mean you do sing, so if you were gonna do a karaoke song, what song would you choose?
Oh my gosh, I have a list on my phone. I have karaoke songs that are I want to try, or if I want to just mess around and like be terrible. I'll give you some of the highlights. Hold on, I need to find my notes
Yeah.
app. Um, because this is serious. I had to write them down because I've gotten asked about my karaoke songs, and I'm like, "Ah, I don't know. I don't do karaoke enough. But now, in case I do, okay. So here's some of my go-tos. Go-tos.
Okay.
Some of these I've never even sang before, but Bad Romance, of course.
Yeah.
Fergalicious, if I'm feeling fun. I love to do Holding Out for a Hero. Can't hit the
Yeah. That's a
notes
good.
for shit, but I will be like do 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 do. It just like be obnoxious about it. Um, Applause. I love any Lady Gaga song to sing. Haven't Met You Yet by Michael Bublé. Bublé. So random, but that's the song that's actually kind of in my range. So I'm like, oh, if I want to actually like kind of sound good. And then another random one, Dark Side of the Moon. From which Disney movie was that from? The Dark Side of the Moon. It's from some Disney movie, but I
Yeah. Yes, it is from a
is
Disney
it?
movie. Yes, you're
It's not
right.
Mulan. What is it? It's
I
from one of
can't
those
think which one
movies.
it is.
I know the song more than the movie, but that's another song that I'm like, I actually kind of like singing it. It's kind of fun. So those are my picks.
I like it. They're all amazing choices. I like it.
Thank you, thank you. I strive to have good picks.
And I always ask my guests this when they're on because I'm a major horror movie lover.
Mm.
Are there any horror films that you like to watch?
I wish I liked horror more, because I am such a like I can't look kind of person. But some of my favorites, Hereditary. Come on, Hereditary.
Oh, it's a classic.
I love the original Halloween. There was one that I saw semi recently that I really liked. Um, The Substance, is that considered horror?
It,
Yeah,
I went and saw that. I would put that into
horror.
the
Or it's
horror
like
world. Yeah,
thriller.
I
I
would
don't
definitely
know.
put that in like
I don't.
it's like a mix of horror and thriller, but I would
Yeah.
definitely put it in horror.
I unfortunately am not into the genre enough that I have like my all-time favorite because
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of ones I've actually seen. um, but it is something I'm trying to get more into. But it's I am a scaredy cat, so that is hard for me.
So I take it during Halloween season, you don't do any of the haunts, like the haunted houses
Oh,
and all that, the hay rides.
I one time in high school, my like high school student council put on one like a version of that in like our
Yeah.
back behind the high school, and I was one of the people, like one of the scarers, and that's the extent of what I've done because anything else, I just will scream. I am a known screamer. Anytime I will scream in a movie theater, and it's not for attention or for any other, like I just get gooped, like I get jumped, like I can't. I will cry. I actually will cry.
Well, we'll see. You're the kind of person that needs to be in a horror film because you got that scream.
That's true. I if there's anything I can do in a film, it would be screaming. I can do that.
Yeah, like you could definitely be the guy that the killer's chasing and you're screaming, running through the woods.
I've always thought that I'm like if I was ever to get into acting, which I don't think is possible for me at this point, but if I ever was, I would love to be in a movie where I was killed. I think it would be
There you
fun.
go.
I did
There you
musical
go.
theater growing up, and I was in a production of Les Mis, and I had to die, so I had a death scene, and I felt like it was the coolest thing ever because for some reason, like having to die for an audience or like having to like act that. So fun. So maybe I would be in a horror film and I'll be like the what's it called when like before the title screen
Yeah,
comes out, but it's like the
yeah, yeah.
beginning little bit at the beginning. I'll be the first person to die that gets 2 minutes of screen time, and then I'll head out. That will be it. I'm done.
You'll you'll be that person that says, I heard a noise. Let me go check it out.
Yeah, the dumb person that's like, oh my gosh, there's something behind the closet door. Let me go open the closet door. Like, or like, let's split up. Let me go by myself into this dark alley. Oh
Yeah.
no, like something like that. And I'd have a blast. I'd have a ball.
Hey, definitely. I definitely want to see that now.
Hey, if any A24, I don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
I'm like, hire this random DJ. I don't know.
And,
Anyways.
and what about apps? Like, do you have an app that you like using the most? Like Snapchat, Instagram,
Mm.
YouTube, TikTok? Like, what's your go-to app?
I do tend to doom scroll a bit on TikTok. I Snapchat, I feel like I'm no longer in that's not for me anymore. I was it was core for me in high school and like college, but I just it's not for me anymore. But I'm like, well, I have my phone here. Let me see what my go-tos are. Um I love my Files app, and that's gonna sound so lame. But if there's one thing I love about the one thing I will give Apple credit for, I'm sure I could give them credit for multiple things, but I love being able to just airdrop files to my phone and my Files app and then play them. Because I like,
There
a
you
lot
go.
of times when I make a mix or an original song or a mashup, I want to, hear how it sounds in the car. I want to hear how it sounds on a Bluetooth speaker. So my Files app gets used all of the time. And that, unfortunately, I think is my favorite.
Okay, okay.
Random answer, but it's unfortunately the truth.
Hey, and if
Sorry.
you're hanging out, if you're hanging out or raving or whatever, like, is there a drink of choice that you usually drink?
Okay, so my drink of choice is not really a raving one. My drink of choice is usually an espresso martini.
Oh,
I
yes.
know the
Yeah,
bartenders
they're really
hate
good.
me. The bartenders hate to see me coming. But I love
Why?
because espresso martinis are not the easiest thing to make. I think like if you have like a pre-made mix, it's fine. But like if you have to pour a shot of espresso and then like there's a lot of steps, and I sometimes feel bad when I'm like the bartender is like crushed with people, and I'm like, can I get an espresso martini? Um, but if I'm like out. Unfortunately, I have to say a vodka Red Bull. I think that's my
Oh, yeah,
go-to
no, no,
because
no, that's good.
I got to get the energy. I got to get the because I get tired, and sometimes when they got me playing till 4 a.m., I need to have something.
Of course.
It's something in the system. Being Red Bull, I guess. But
There you go. You, the espresso martinis are actually like really big now. Like when I'm out, like I see a lot of people ordering them. So
mm, I think
there's
it's
going to be a
yeah,
lot of mad bartenders all over the world
yeah.
because like that's a big drink.
I've been noticing a lot more places just having a pre-made cold brew or mix or something, which please do not worry about hassling to get me my espresso martini. But I think it's also I was a barista when I first started DJing. That was like my side, job that I had, and that got me so into coffee now that I think it's kind of doing the same thing that a vodka Red Bull does. It gets me the
Basically,
energy,
yeah,
but then also, gets me a little loose.
definitely. And is there anything coming up for you that you would like to plug? Like anything you're working on, any gigs?
Well, I'm not sure when this interview comes out, but my Britney Spears remix comes out tonight. I have I got the official vinyl. So my remix of Stronger. Oh, Zoom's not gonna let me. Well, I'm down here somewhere, but
Yeah,
so that's gonna be out on all streaming platforms. So Stronger, Adamusic remix. And then yeah, for future. I just have a lot of gigs coming up. If you want to see me play live, I'm coming to Pittsburgh, DC. I may or may not be coming to Mexico City soon, New York. Um, yeah, I got some stuff down the line. So not a lot that I can say right now, but
Yeah.
you know, there's things coming. I'm gonna get to work once this Britney mix comes out, so I can actually, finally have that out of my system. But yeah.
I, I mean, if you ever play a gig in Philly, I'll definitely come out and see you.
Yeah, I'm looking, I would love to play anywhere. If a venue will have me, I will be there.
There you
So
go.
yeah, hopefully sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely. And where could fans follow you and keep up with everything?
Yeah, so I'm basically on every platform. You can find me Adamusic, sometimes Adamusic underscore on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and SoundCloud, and Patreon. Am I missing anything? I think that's it. I think that's everything. Oh, and Apple Music. I now have a DJ mix on Apple Music, so you can also listen to my mashups on there.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was very nice meeting you and chatting.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun. Yeah, it's been great to chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Well, have an amazing day.
Thank you.